The real reason dealerships want and need to sell you a car. That's today's topic. First off, you should know that dealers are not your friends. They clearly have an agenda. Friends don't have an agenda when they hang out with you. Not good friends. They are working you the moment you step on the lot. You are a means to an end, a paycheck. It's not personal. The only relationship they are building is a financial one. No Christmas cards, no birthday cards, nothing like that. To truly understand why dealers want to sell you a car starts with the inventory cycle. The inventory cycle means managing and restocking inventory. Manufacturers offer huge incentives and kickbacks to dealerships for grabbing large orders after the purchase, inspection, and details are done to that vehicle. But what if the cars aren't sold and the inventory begins to pile up? Their goal is to keep the turnover rate as high as possible. Ironically, their sales staff seems to have a higher turnover rate. I digress. To keep this inventory cycle going and keeping it as short as possible, they have to be smart about managing their inventory, because if they don't, it ties into my next topic, and that's the negative impact of unsold inventory on consumers, on you, the customer. Unsold cars are buyer repellent. Let me say it again. They are buyer repellent. An unsold car on the lot. According to Kelley Blue Book, there has been a 25% increase in new vehicle prices over the last couple of years. I'm sure you've seen that. Yet interest rates and inflation have also been on the rise recently, lowering the demand while the supply of last year's model increases. The longer these cars and trucks remain on the lot, last year's models, the more it costs the dealership to hold onto them. After all, they took out loans to buy these vehicles in the first place with the expectation that they'll be sold within a certain amount of time. Now here's the catch. As new models show up on their lot, people like you and me are less interested in last year's model unless you're educated. Now get this, last year more than 9 million vehicles were produced in the US, most of which were from the three big ones, GM, Stellantis, and Ford. To handle such a large production, inventory turnover and the turnover ratio is very important. Now once you've measured this ratio, you can predict future trends and unsold vehicles. When dealers can't sell their unsold inventory, they have to take them to auction or hope for the best there and sell them at a loss, or they sell them to employees. Either way, the pressure of selling unsold inventory is where you step in and snag a good deal, because again, the longer the vehicle stays on the lot, the more it costs the dealership in interest, storage, bank loans, and etc. The next reason dealers need to sell you a vehicle is cash flow. Now this may be a bit more technical, but stay with me here. The U.S. domestic auto inventory to sales ratio decreased from 2.05 in February 2021 to 0.58 in January 2023. The dealership works on the principle of selling brand new cars on a markup, converting the inventory into cash that can be used to cover inventory's daily expenses, like restocking their lots and taking care of their staff. If the markup dries up, a static inventory can be a big problem. It's estimated that carrying costs for unsold inventory can range from 20 to 40% of the vehicle's cost. In addition to bearing the storage, maintenance, and insurance costs of unsold vehicles, dealerships won't have any cash on hand to buy the latest vehicles. Lower demand can worsen the situation even further. All right, moving on to banks. Why are banks important? Most dealerships don't purchase the cars on their lots. They finance them. Just imagine the size of that bank loan. The goal is to sell before their notes are due and the interest starts to pile up. If dealers sell before the loans are due, the banks see this as a positive and the cycle continues, although the banks would like those loans to continue because the interest starts piling up. According to JP Morgan, we can expect a 2.5 to 5% decrease in new car prices in 2023. That according to JP Morgan. Now dealerships who bought new inventory at a higher rate are going to have a harder time making a profit selling if customers like you are patient and wait for those lower prices. That's why you see these outrageous markups and add-ons on today's new car inventory. Bottom line here, car dealerships need to sell you their oldest cars first so they can make room for new cars and avoid paying those added fees. Knowing the potential negative impact of unsold inventory is your greatest weapon on getting a good deal on a new vehicle. And remember, just because it's a 2022 model year vehicle and it's 2023, for example, and it's still on the lot, doesn't mean you're getting a bad car. A new model doesn't mean a new design or a full redesign. Sometimes it's only a minor upgrade cosmetically on 2023, or an advanced features are now standard this year versus last year. Things I let you know in all of my car reviews. Now, to find the best deal on a car in your area, new or used, go to quotes.everymandriver.com, quotes.everymandriver.com, pick the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll see what's being offered in your area from qualified dealers. Now, if you don't find what you're looking for in your zip code, just adjust your zip code, be willing to travel a few miles to save a few hundred, possibly a few $1,000s on a new vehicle. That's quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.